I'm at Connected Britain 2019 with Ian Cunningham, Managing Director for Europe at Zayo Group. Ian, where do you see the key opportunities for the rollout of high-capacity digital infrastructure?
Well, I think the most obvious one that I guess a lot of people are talking about is 5G. And I think, for a number of reasons why that's significant. I think, let me just touch on why. I think the first one really is to deliver true 5G across the UK. We really need to have full fibre across, a number of different parts of the UK, long haul and in the metros as well. So I think there's going to be a significant amount of fibre required and rollout over the next sort of 6-7 years. I mean, to put that into context, if you look at 4G today, you have 35,000 masts that are connected through fibre. By the time that 5G is fully deployed, you're looking at 400,000 masts, small cells that are going to need full fibre connectivity. So I think that means there's going to be a lot of fibre put in the ground between now and 2025. So that's kind of the first opportunity. I think, though, that's really just the technology aspect. I think what is most exciting is really what that's going to enable. And I think, if you actually look at what it means for us as a society, whether it's how we work, how we live, how we inform ourselves and entertain ourselves, 5G and therefore fibre will have a massive role to play with that. I think the final point I would say, I think what's fantastic to see, and I think people are already doing it, you look at certain communities that see the benefit of fibre in their region. You've got broadband for the rural north and broadband for Surrey Hills, which are good examples of that, where they're kind of working together to kind of drive connectivity into their regions. I think we'll see more of that as well across the UK.
And is full fibre delivery to facilitate 5G a realistic goal for the UK, would you say?
I think it has to be, right? I mean, if you look, just doing gigabit Ethernet is not going to be enough in terms of it, both the bandwidth and the kind of the low latency that's needed for 5G. So I think, we absolutely need to kind of do it. Now, that creates its own challenges. It's easier kind of said than done, but I think that requires both the government, the regulators and ourselves in the industry kind of working together on how we, make that happen as efficiently as we can.
And you're currently building a new fibre ring between the northwest and northeast of England. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this is a great example of how we, at Zayo, continue to build our network out across the UK. I mean, we're really excited about this one. This is I think this is the first major fibre build out in this area for sort of the last 15 years. And what we're doing effectively is we're building, we're effectively the glue that is kind of between sort of Dublin and an Ireland and the Nordics, kind of like that effectively require high bandwidth capacity that a lot of the largest companies in the world are kind of extending their capabilities to. And by building that route, that's then actually enabling us to also create some alternate routes for a number of our customers in some of the key cities in the UK. So, for example, we'll be able to provide diverse routes from Manchester to Leeds, and we'll also be providing the most direct route between Manchester and Newcastle for our customers, whilst at the same time creating a full fibre ring between Newcastle, Glasgow and Edinburgh. So we're really kind of excited about that. We're going to also light those services, so we're going to bring high capacity bandwidth into those markets, and then of course that entire network will kind of connect to Zayo's global network as well. So we'll be again enabling global connectivity to our customers.
And you've also recently opened a new data centre near Heathrow. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, I mean, we're sort of a big provider of data centres globally. We have 50 plus data centres both in the US and in Europe. And I think whilst we have this constant debate about Brexit, what we see is, London is a significant market, not only for the financial markets, but for others as well. So therefore having, a data centre in London makes an awful lot of sense. A lot of our customers want an in-country data centre. And then I think having it in Heathrow, I think really, is very attractive to a number of our customers. It's easy access into London, but it's also accessible to Slough, which is obviously one of the major data centre hubs in Europe, but also actually gives our customers an alternative option from Slough as well. So that's kind of thinking behind that. And then, of course, it's then connected to our network across Europe as well and into the major cities there.
And why is an event like Connected Britain important for Zayo Group to be involved with?
Well, I mean, the topics that are discussed, we feel very passionate about being a communications infrastructure company. It is all about connectivity. I think hearing, what's happening in the industry, what needs to happen, sharing our input into that, but also listening and hearing from our customers and also our, partners and other organisations in the industry is really important, right? Because not one organisation is going to, sort of solve the Connected Britain kind of theme. It is how do we work together to drive that connectivity across Britain. So this is really important.
Great, thank you for talking to us.
No problem, thank you.